My name is Rhapsody and welcome back to Iratus, Lord of the Dead. Now, after a lot of feedback over the last couple episodes, I have hopefully managed to address the weird mic crackling or popping issue. I unplugged all of the cables between all of my microphone stuff, plugged them all back in, then did a test recording for 5 minutes, found no popping in that. So here's hoping, fingers crossed, that it's completely fixed, but unfortunately I can't prove the absence of something. So I'm really just hoping that it doesn't happen again. That said, what are we actually going to be doing in the inside of the game? So we've got 28 Architect Souls. I'd like to get the library up and running as quickly as possible. So let's go and make ourselves a low tier Dark Knight, because we can be sacrificing it at the very least to build.
Hardly
Excellent.
An inspiring leader, but the dead cannot come around.
And then I just need another garbage minion to throw in there. So Dark Knight unlocks it, Skeleton goes in, so I'm getting plus 40 experience per unit in there, and there's one unit in there. Alright, so I've got nothing in the talents so far. It's 200 in order to level me up, and it looks like I'm going for Amateur Surgeon as well as Transplantation at the moment. Getting Grey Matter is really good for just building a team back up to a reasonable fighting kind of standard. That said, I also really like going for Veteran Commander really early, but that's a lot of experience we would have to invest. All right. So I think I should also probably throw my Lost Soul into the Mortuary before we actually consider going back out. And, oh, this is just a level up anyway. So I'll probably use this just to get levels on Iratus, because you lose your minions, right? Whereas Iratus' experience stays with you forever. Okay. Wait, what? We got 2 whole experience points out of that, but that only... I thought it was give Iratus 200 experience. Maybe it was 400. Maybe I misread it. Well, I can immediately get Grey Matter and start having the ability to level up my minions. Calcination is like garbage. You only use that to get to Surgical Practice and Surgical Artist. Sorry, Surgical Practice and Scalpel Artist here at the very end. Just get those extra parts. That said, I do feel like I am heavily lacking in just having a spell that I can use at a point in time, so I'm going to get Bone Spear over here. Iratus deals 12 to 16 physical damage to the enemies at positions 1 and 2. I could also now pick up a... 1 second, where's the stressing one? Should be in magic, right? Sorrow. Yeah, I can pick up Sorrow. Just in case I pivot to start using stress damage on a single target. Yeah, I could do that. That said, I'm not going to be doing that in the next contest anyway, so fine. So I'm also trying to think about having builds that are a little bit more diverse, so they have the ability to do stress damage or to do physical damage. As well as on top of that, trying to keep an eye out for what kinds of enemies I'm about to encounter. So Taskmasters are here, so I know there's going to be a lot of buffing. I know these enemies are going to have a lot of physical defense, because... well, I mean, they've got those hats on, but also because I've fought those enemies enough times to know that that particular enemy has physical defense. Here, no physical defense, and unless there are miners in the battle, although that's a hunky, then I won't really have to worry about block either. Stone Golems up here, so we already know that that's something that I need physical attack for. So again, this is like another position in getting better at the game. Recognizing what you're about to encounter and then building for it. That's kind of like the second stage in my mind of getting better at Slay the Spire as well. Can I defeat whatever elite would be in this circumstance? Gotta know ahead of time. Alright, so good thing we have a physical damage party here, because this is definitely a physical damage fight. I'm gonna throw out the Bone Spear just to get some of the block offs. Okay. I don't want to start targeting the Taskmaster first, just because the Stone Golem is likely to void some of those attacks off, I guess. How likely are the enemies to move here? Well, I'm definitely going to use the Mummy's ability to pull someone forward in clearing wraps. Hopefully hitting the Taskmaster. Probably not, though. So it's just whether or not more than 2 people are going to move in the next round. I think the miners, like, oftentimes move if they're in the back line. So I think this one might move forward, and then the other one might move forward as well, so... I'm going to Overwatch, see if it works. Alright, that's no moving there. Damn it. Okay. Let's ignite a mixture. Go for a target. Great. That's just a DOT going on over there. Zombie has a ridiculous amount of vigor to start with. Just 125, like what, 60? Yeah, 60 on the Dark Knight. Double. More than double, in fact. The Dark Knight actually doesn't really make sense in this build anymore, in my opinion. Like, I guess the Dark Knight is supposed to be my frontliner tank here, but the Dark Knight doesn't really do great physical damage unless... or doesn't also function well as a tank unless we have decent Wrath. At least we got 2 shots off with Overwatch. It could have been worse. I mean, we might get a 3rd here, depending on who gets slapped. No, that's a trap. Damn. Alright.
Impale this wretch.
It's Bone Spear again. Follow up with Chest Piercer, I think, on the Taskmaster. His allies recover sanity when he dies. That's fine. I just don't want him to buff all of the enemies on the field. I don't know if he can buff the Stone Golem, but I don't want that to happen regardless. Right. I can now use Abyssal Hunger across the line, but I kind of would prefer... No. Okay, never mind. I don't prefer to have the zombie use Cannonball, because if the zombie uses Cannonball and moves backwards, then the mummy moves forward 1 space into the trap, takes that damage, or rather probably blocks that damage with the block, and then the mummy is out of position to actually be able to use any physical attacks. Clinging Wraps is only usable from the back too. The mummy is kind of a unit that I'm using here as an insert just because I don't have any other great physical backline damage dealers other than a second Bride of Iratus, and that seems wrong to just have 2 of the same unit in the same party this early on. That seems like something you want to do, like, specialize later on when you really know what you want rather than at this point in time. That said, the Dark Knight, I could easily just build up a bunch of armor and resistance on the Dark Knight so the Dark Knight takes barely any damage, and then the abilities of the Dark Knight scale with your armor and resistance as well. So, should be able to find ourselves in a good position as a result of those. Buckshot here doesn't actually seem like a good idea. I'm just going to go straight. No. That's 10 to 12 damage. That's so garbage. The zombie actually doesn't deal that much damage. Weird. For some reason, I thought the zombie dealt like a hell of a lot of damage. Feeling a little bit betrayed here. Oh my god, stop hitting the Dark Knight. Or, you know, continue, that's fine.
Annoyance in the world. Impale this wretch.
I mean, I'm just looking to try and get as many units off the field as quickly as possible here. Get that advantage in action economy terminology. Which is to say that I get more actions than my enemies, either through having stunned them, or through having killed them, or delayed their turn in some other fashion. Like, lowered their initiative so they act behind us, that kind of thing. Just stealing action economy from the enemies. Feel free to use that terminology. It's one that I've been trying to get started with respect to turn-based RPGs. Managing that action economy.
Extinction of
Ooh,
life.
Brides of Iratus. Hell yes. You know I love those crits. Good damage. I'm probably going to follow through with Rose for a Lady just because it lets me start getting some damage on this big guy. This is going to be a little bit of a problem though, because you've got 15 armor. Yeah, so I don't know many of my physical attacks that can actually even damage you. Like, Bone Spear can deal a maximum of 1 damage to you, if that. That deals 2, okay. At the very least, we are reducing your luck constantly, and that is permanent. You got also extra accuracy. That's really unfortunate. So, I really don't think there's anything that I can actually even do to the Stone Golem with the Dark Knight. So the Dark Knight is probably best utilized just standing there looking pretty. And don't it do. Don't it do. Right, we're looking for basically as many crits as we can possibly get, because otherwise this Stone Golem fight is going to take approximately a couple years. Oh, never mind. I'm just going to straight up lose that unit. That's really, really bad. So the enemy also can't be ignited, which is a big problem for us. Yeah, I don't know how we win this anymore. We got a bunch of stress attacks out here. So use that to move backwards, but then Bride of Iratus basically can only use Rose for a Lady constantly. Oh, yay, for 1 damage. The mummy in the back line actually now gets to start dealing damage as well. Solid 3. Oh, thank you for the crit. Crits are the most important thing because they're going to help us bypass. Oh, God. I can't have the Bride of Iratus die. Yeah, I can't. I can't have the Bride of Iratus die, so I have to move myself manually backwards there. Yeah, which basically just means the mummy never gets to do anything on their turns anymore. Oh, well. Oh, well. And again for the Stone Golem. Hits him for 6. I can still kill. I'm hoping you can, Dark Knight, because this Stone Golem is just standing here doing absolutely nothing. Real frustrating. God's gonna critting the enemy with these curses as well. Oh, it's so annoying. Can we please get a couple more crits? Or, oh my god, we're just off Abyssal Hunger this turn as well. Alright, so I probably lose the Dark Knight this round. Yep.
Congratulations, you entertained me.
I am now basically incapable of dealing damage to this enemy at this point. Ugh! I didn't even know there was going to be a Stone Golem in this fight. I thought we had decent physical damage, but Stone Golem with that 15 armor is just absolutely ridiculous.
Frail bodies fail you.
So, how would I deal with the 15 armor here? Because stress obviously isn't working. Magic damage, having a magic damage user would be really, really good for the Stone Golems. So that would be like a Lich, could be particularly good at doing that. A Shade could be good at doing that, although I don't think the Shades are going to be particularly good in this instance because their magic damage is dealt based off of the stress that an enemy is being dealt. So yeah, we just party wipe there. That's fine. It happens. This might end up being another campaign after this, but yeah, it's fine. That also happens. Okay. What if I took you out of there? Go back to the Chamber of Iratus and create a bride.
A design from my younger years.
Just to have another one fill the excavation slot there. Okay. So now we've got the mummy in the 3rd position. We're not going to be able to access Cursing Touch, but we do have access to Impending Horror as well as Hex Beam. So the idea here is that this is closer to a stress party, but it has the ability to pivot towards attack. But its attack isn't magical. Again, it has that same problem. That said, non-magical attacks are a little bit more okay with the skeleton on the field because the skeleton has ignores armor on their unassuming strike. So I think we might actually be able to get away with that one. All right, do we have any extra pieces like brains or anything like that? We don't. Okay, so we're just gonna go back out with this squad. Oh, yikes. Don't you dare party wipe my extra new squad. And by new squad, I mean my old squad. Also, damn it. Of course I already forgot to do this. That's how my brain works. Well, good thing we forgot to do them because we lost all of the characters anyway. We're about to go back into another battle with another team, so it is time to name them front to back. Oh, okay. Welcome to the team. Drew 1 PKT. Excellent. A new member to the 4th wall tier. Beautiful. We'll also throw in Marms the skeleton. And for the mummy. Ooh, that's going to be a Ballad. And then finally with the Banshee in the back line, we have Harkonian. It works thematically. I did appreciate that there was a comment about this, that it works thematically that the same names keep getting recycled for minions because it's like a necromancer just naming his minions as they come back, running out of names and just going back to the start. Ah, yes. You shall be the 5th of your name. Actually, I may start incrementing the names based on how many times a character has died, but also that seems like it's something that is a little more difficult to take track of. Alright. So at the very least, we should be able to just straight up push through this fight. Penetrates armor, good attack. Yeah, there's not that much that's happening on this, Hark's turn. Clinging wraps with a possibility of some damage. I guess that's damage, technically. Oh, God. Oh, that's so bad. We're gonna have to take a week off with Drew already. So sorry, bud. Yikes. Come on. Oh, please actually die, Stone Golem, before I lose my frontliner here. You've got exactly 3 HP. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. Oh my god. Oh, that was terrifying.
Another step towards my eternal kingdom.
Can't lose another unit that early. Do you know how embarrassing that would be? Alright, this is just like not a party. This is not wholly not a party. We've got it in front of us right now. Ooh, +2 armor, +6 vigor. I'm happy to use that to build someone right now. Especially if I can build another frontliner. Hang on, I might... No, I'm 1 weapon away from having the ability to build a Dark Knight here, I believe. Luck and vigor as well. I can give 12 vigor to a Dark Knight as well as some armor. I think I just want to give the armor to the Dark Knight, though. So if I create a new Dark Knight, I should create like a physical Dark Knight. That's if I'm creating another Dark Knight, though. Maybe I want to go away from a Dark Knight. Maybe I want to go for like a Headhunter. It does feel like I need to find the tanking units, and I haven't yet really found them. Dark Knight seems the most obvious one, right? Zombie the second most obvious with that high total. Skeleton also is just neat. Just stands there, taunts, all that kind of biz and jazz. I think I will try and create a Headhunter. The only problem with the Headhunter is I can't create one right now. And also I don't necessarily want to use that armor in creating it. So Headhunters I would want to create with extra accuracy as a primary stat, whereas Dark Knight, yeah, armor is great. I have the ability to go and turn 2 armor into a weapon and create a Dark Knight with this armor. I can even boost them to level 3 immediately. Ooh, that's appealing. That's appealing. Alright, so Drew's in the rest of the moment. Also, I've got to think... Do I want to open up any more areas in here? I may just want to hold and then later build onto the obelisk. So I think I will hold here. Alright. Let's go and do a little bit of alchemy. Make ourselves a weapon.
Skeleton will clean up this mess later.
Okay. There's no super upgraded version of anything that I'm about to build. No? Okay. So a Dark Knight that's using the best ectoplasm there. Get the extra attack. I don't know about that. I definitely don't want to use the best dust there. Yeah, I think I just use the extra armor here.
Hardly an inspiring leader, but irrelevant for the armies of undead.
Okay, so with a Dark Knight, I kind of want to go for the tanky frontline Dark Knight. So Heartless Slash goes into Death Comes for Everyone, and it deals additional damage equal to 75% of the sum of the Dark Knight's armor and resistance. So my goal is build up armor and resistance as high as possible, so that the Dark Knight is shrugging off damage. Past that point, if I do want to have a Lost Soul in that party, then I can start having the Lost Soul mark the... Wait, hang on, you have the mark, right? You don't have the mark. Oh, the Blood Phantasm. Put a mark on the Dark Knight, so the Dark Knight hits back for magic damage every single time they're attacked. So we can have the Dark Knight effectively be like a skeleton, but a physical damage skeleton, and also much more defensible in terms of its statistics. So I can also change this ability to No Tomorrow. Each time an enemy receives a debuff rather than a buff, the Dark Knight deals extra stress damage to them. So that would be good if I wanted to do that in a party with, say, a third liner Banshee, right? Because the third liner Banshee uses Soprano to damage the entire enemy party and debuff them. That said, I'm going for like a physical build here, right? So I'm probably not really going to want to use my stances. I'll probably go for extra accuracy right now. The Dark Knight does have a little bit of low accuracy. Yeah. We'll change this to Dark Offering, giving ourselves the ability to gain Wrath rather than mana, which is fine by me, as well as extra accuracy on our strikes.
I expect results.
Oh, and obviously death comes for everyone. That one was non-negotiable. That one had to happen. All right. In terms of the talent tree, we now have the ability to pick up gray matter, and I'm feeling like that's pretty important.
Through transformation, the will becomes free.
Yeah. Too damn important to turn down right there. So I'm feeling like I want to go on the long path here the entire time, but I can also cut in and go to a quest, like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so I'm effectively deciding between a quest and a sacrificial altar at that point. But that's a decision to make at that point in time. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, at least not that far. There's nothing else that I wanted to do on this layer. Beautiful. Okay, we can go in now. Right? Yeah. Okay. We should be okay in this combat. Okay, at least we're blocking some of it. Neat, neat, neat. Moms has Unnerving Fortitude, so this would be for like a stress version of this whole build, but I was trying to build an aggressive version of this whole build. It's the Banshee that's out of place at the moment. Should have just swapped it for a Bride of Iratus before I went back into this combat. That's my bad. Oh, and this Dark Knight also doesn't have a name. God damn it, Ryan. One of these days I'll remember a thing, but it is clearly not today. Okay, so this guard has 8 armor. The other two have 0. Conscript is obviously the fastest one for us to kill here with the 55 HP and no armor, and then the Elite Conscript with the 80. So those are going to be my targets in that order.
Impale this wretch.
Lovely. That's why I upgraded your accuracy button. Apparently that wasn't good enough. Okay. I'm gonna scream just to move Hark forward so that Hark can actually access the Soprano. And that's so that I can move. Ooh, lovely. Just completely ruin your day. Excellent. I'm not really going for stress damage here, I don't believe.
Impale this wretch.
Yeah.
This is my kind
Good
of
smite right there.
entertainment.
So I just want the Banshee to have access to Soprano so that I have the ability to lower the enemy's attack. That's it. God! Dark Knight, you can't be that slow and that inaccurate. You have to be just one of the two. Hit him all with that attack debuff. I love that I immediately get to ruin that character's action there. Lovely. Nice miss on that attack as well. Thank you.
Impale this wretch.
Yeah, we really deal very little damage against enemies that have any armor with the Bone Spear here. It's a little terrifying.
Eyes are music to me.
Alright. Alright, second guard. That's fine. That's fine. I don't think I need to go with the Abyssal Hunger yet, but that said, like, it's the only turn from the Dark Knight that is guaranteed to do something, because it's just straight up removal. Uh-oh. The target I want to hit is actually out of range. Now I have to go for one of the guards instead. Damn. Keep punking him. Ooh, crit debuffs constantly as well here. Lovely. Got an enemy insane too. Let's have a look at what it does. Ooh, it's a betrayal. Okay, that could actually be great for us. Again, I'm going to use Abyssal Hunger, but only just because it definitely works, so I don't have to worry about my lack of accuracy there. I wanted that target to Sinister Strike one of their allies there, but I wasn't willing to rely on it. One down. Of course you've become inspired. That's really bad. Steadfast receives +1 block and +1 ward at the start of each turn. That is absolutely dreadful for us. Thankfully, this one's insane. You are just real unlucky. It's hopeless. Okay. That got the point of block off. That's totally fine. So that other more valuable characters can get things off on their turns. I'll kill the one that isn't getting more powerful every single turn first. Just because I feel like I'm going to take so long killing that one that it will be more worthwhile to have one fewer units on the field. Okay. That hit actually worked. Although the enemy has no armor or resistance right now, which is the only reason that worked. Oh, beautiful. So we managed to go through the enemy's block there because that was a crit. So we actually did manage to get them out of position as well. That's perfect. Could have gone awfully. Okay. Well, that's obviously just straight up HP removal there.
More materials.
I mean, slow and steady, but we are getting through this one pretty comfortably, I feel. Okay, you're about to get another block on ward. That's fine. Had to expect that. Having frontliners that actually have a reasonable amount of, well, I say a reasonable amount, but some amount of armor and resistance is really important, as it turns out. Who dethunked it? I hate that the enemy takes their turn and gets their stuff back before I can actually get all of it off of them the first time round. It's just a little bit much, friend. Oh my god, you're 1 HP. Die. I'm not standing around for a billion years trying to deal that one less.
I'd hate to see plants using it as fertilizer.
Okay, so we picked up another artifact. The new artifact is the Amulet of the Dream Eater. Decreases the critical strength of enemies by 20%. I have no enemies with, no minions with 4 or more uncommon parts right now, so Amulet of the Dream Eater is way better for us. Alright, is there anything else we need here? We may want to create another skeleton. Also, Ballard. We have to decide what Ballard is actually doing, right? Am I going to turn this into an aggressive party? Because if I am, I replace Ballard and I replace Harkonian. That said, when, right? It's the golden question, is it not? When do I replace them? Ooh, Bride of Iratus could be created with extra luck right now. No.
Oh, honey, you are so wonderfully rotten.
All right, we definitely have to throw Hawk out of that build. So we've got Lost Soul and a Banshee in a second build. That could be a stress-based build. That could be a stress-based build with a frontliner as Ballard here. Ballard has the ability to heal back up, but also, as a frontliner, does a lot of stress. Second liner in particular. Absorb curses and the ability to move backwards and regain vigor is just really, really powerful for this. So what would your frontliner in a stress damage party be? Because this combat, like, all of these are based around doing almost exclusively stress damage. Does that mean I should add aggro instead, right? Physical? Just so that I have access to the ability to go physical if I need to. This party has a little bit of healing. Yeah, I think I actually just throw a skeleton at the front of that party. Which I do not currently have the ability to build. That's fine, though. So now, do I want a second Bride of Iratus as my backliner here? Or Blood Phantasm? If I want a Blood Phantasm, I don't even have the ability to build it right now. So we'll go for a Bride of Iratus then. Another choice is the Lich. This is magical damage. We were talking about this beforehand, so it actually have the ability to diversify between magical damage as well as physical damage. That said, the Lich feels like... Oh, the Lich also has access to stress if I need it. Yeah, let's take a Lich. I'm actually sold on it now. Yeah, I'm happy to give the Lich extra luck and vigor as well.
Ooh, a vessel of indiscriminate magical carnage.
Now, one of the problems that the Lich has in this party is Shrapnel is one of the best damaging things that we can do, but it's a magic attack that deals 100% damage to 2 random enemies and an ally on the first position. So only if I had this Dark Knight with like really high resistance would I feel comfortable doing that. Or a Dark Knight that has high vigor and can constantly heal itself. I think what I'm trying to argue is that I think I give the Lich that. Shrapnel, that is. And then we need to focus on getting more resistance. Because, like, we already want to get more resistance on this Dark Knight. So surely it makes sense, rather, to try and double dip on that benefit. So Corrosive Cloud is really interesting here as well. All enemies, or rather any enemy in the cloud, loses all armor and resistance. That's really important. That would actually give me the ability to push through some of these enemies that I previously had difficulties with. It can give selected allies extra attack and dread for the turn. It's fine, I guess. I can have Shard Swarm ignore ward, but it's against a random enemy. I think I want the extra accuracy on that.
Enemies are in for a nasty surprise.
Okay. And I think I probably do want the extra damage as well. Any enemy poisoned by the cloud has a 5% chance to die immediately. Bosses are immune.
Necromancy.
That's nice, but is it necessary here? Extra luck? Luck is pretty good for us. Yeah, all right, let's go with that. Let's see if that one pays off for us. I have a feeling it could. Okay. Do I have the ability to... No, I don't. I can't construct another Banshee. What am I missing? Yikes, I'm missing too many materials. That's really unfortunate. Okay. Do I have a free Banshee just sitting around in the graveyard at the moment? I do not. Damn it. Do I want to sacrifice Harkoni in here then? You're only... Oh, you're level 2, but you're 1 below level 3. That's actually... That's pretty useful at this point in time. So, obviously, the reason I would... Oh, never mind. I can sacrifice Ballard. I don't want to sacrifice Ballard either, though. Ballard's probably closer to one that I would want to sacrifice, though. All right, what else? I could sacrifice a Shade. I don't even think I have a Shade created at this point in time. Yeah, I don't. Okay. I'm sorry, Ballard. You are going into the building of the obelisk.
Holy masonry.
I'll also be pulling a different skeleton out and putting Moms into the mortuary to heal back up. Beautiful. Drew, you will go back into the library, I think, at this point in time. And now everyone's stocked somewhere. Beautiful. Final thing I'm concerned about before I go back into battle is whether or not the skeleton in position 2 is going to be comfortable just being on that level. I'm about to go into a normal combat, though. Sorry, an event. If I'm considering going into an event, I'm actually considering putting Harkonian in there, just so that I have a floating unit for the sake of one of the events that asks if you have a floating unit effectively. Alright, fine. I think we just go. You come into... yes, no, we've seen this one before. The cave with all of the squirly worms in the rock sphere. Slay the mortals. Let a minion touch the orb or study. Yeah, I just want to study. Because I know what that's going to give me. It's 200 experience for this. Super useful. I am thinking about Veteran Commander. I just don't know if it's going to be really the one for me. Okay, so these all seem like you mostly want to focus on a tree. Ultimate abilities of minions cost 10 Roth less. I mean, that's ridiculous. It seems like you kind of just want to, like, be down a line really, really quickly. I do like the passive buffs for just minions and stuff like that, but a lot of them are really high up in there. Yeah, skeletons gain plus 20 vigor. Does not work on summoned enemies. Useful, but... I think I'll go Appreciator of Architecture. I just really like having that early. Alright. Hang on. 36 minutes? Yeah, we can go for another combat. Beautiful. Although, I have 2 more names to throw out there. Let's quickly roll those before we take this crew into battle. Actually, hang on. This whole crew is nameless right now. Hell yeah. Where's that D10? Okay. Frontliner is... Ballard is still alive, so no, it's not Ballard. The frontliner is Moms. No, Moms is also still alive, I'm pretty sure. The frontliner is Patricia. Excellent. Second up, we have the skeleton, who is Carl of the Wild. Welcome back. The Lich is Kyle. I always do love when that name gets awarded. And then the final, that's a reroll, is Serpent Frog. Beautiful. And into battle they dive. This should be fine, right? Is there anything stupid that I'm doing with this build? No. I'm worried this composition is complete garbage, and I just don't know it yet. That said, that's always my eternal concern. Okay, so I probably do want to take that one down first. Has some of the lowest HP on the field, except for the Miner, but the Miner has 2 block. And it's got that buff. That buff's not really good for us. Also, those enemies have the ability to stun a target, and that's also really not good for us. Has no armor, so we'll use Smite. Okay, Bride of Iratus. These enemies are actually really, really liking to move. Miner in one of the back 2 lines guaranteed to move, and the Taskmasters make minions move as well. So I feel like Overwatch is probably going to be valuable here. Alright. Let's go for that giant swing. Man, Lich is really, really far back there in the turn order. That's movement. Yeah, got rid of 1 block. Neat. Ugh, that's stun. How dare you? Alright. 16? That's still pretty significant damage to deal to a Dark Knight. I'm a little worried about that.
Impale this wretch.
Okay. I got those 2 down. Fine. I'm going to use the Astounding Fortitude here. Try and draw the aggro a little bit away from Patricia here. It'd just be nice if Patricia could actually heal back up. For that same reason, I'm not going to be using Rose for a Lady yet. Just because I don't want to use all of that Wrath before I get to the right turn where I actually want to use it. Wait a second. Yeah, we're in a really bad position. I obviously can't use Shrapnel here without damaging the frontliner even more. But also, we're a whole extra round away. I forgot that we're skipping a turn. Oh, gosh.
Hope they will still be
44? It's decent. It's really decent in terms of that damage. I'm feeling more and more like I just do want 2 Brides of Iratus in the back line. So I can just reanimate, summon a skeleton, but the problem is those skeletons die at the end of the battle, so... I don't know if I truly understand the value of the Lich yet. That might be something that I just need to work on in my own time. Good. Did I just skip another turn? And I'm still gonna skip another turn. Are you kidding me? So the Dark Knight is skipping 3 turns in a row there. I got stunned for 3 turns in a row. Okay. Yeah, sure, that's reasonable. Uh-huh. You can tell by my tone of voice, I truly believe what I'm saying right now. Alright, I'm gonna turn that into stress. Just because it looks like I'll be able to get the miner down with stress much more easily. Don't you dare die here, Patricia. Stunned for a billion turns. You didn't even get to do anything this entire You're still stunned? Okay, that's a bug. Because it has a timer there, and it says 1, stun, skims to the next turn. But I've been skipping every single turn. That's not okay. That's not allowed, surely. Skip another turn, and I'm still stunned. Yeah, that's broken at the moment. That's really unfortunate. Damn it. Hopefully this insta-kills the target, I guess. No, but that's a big amount of stress damage right there. Thankfully, we absorbed all of that damage. Oh, God. I hate missing. All right, Taskmaster. Do a bit more for you. Oh, just got to skip another turn, do I? Yes. Of course. But of course. Ugh. I can't believe it. Perma-stunned. Oh, great. Yeah, now I actually make the enemy inspired, of course. As long as I actually manage to take you out, I don't mind at all. This world will be mine. Excellent. So I'm trying not to record so far ahead on my backlog right now for this series in particular, just in case those microphone issues come back, and just so that I can be a little bit more responsive to the kinds of critiques that are being made of my gameplay over the course of this, as we both, together, discover how to play this game. For the moment, my name has been Rhapsody, the name of the game has been Iratus, Lord of the Dead. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you next time.